Hi, I'm Sharon, this is Heather, and this is Emma. So, as you guys know, there have been many movements of the people, especially in the 20th century, each focusing on a different social issue. However, uniting through music was one thing all of them had in common, and that's what we will be talking about today. Heather will be starting with political pop.
The popular youth music of this time, particularly folk music, was often political and meant to raise awareness and ask questions. Part of what allowed the collective movements to gain so much momentum was because they were able to spread their message through pop culture, which, like today, was a medium that almost all of the youth were connected to. Music played another crucial role in the movement. Protest songs were played at concerts and demonstrations, where they were able to spread their message to anyone in earshot and unify the people. Because when everyone is singing together for the same cause, music was able to transcend race and other dividing factors, while making people feel like they belonged in the movement.
Mid-20th century America was wrought with an abundance of social issues that contradicted the foundation of equality the country was built on. Activists believed in empowerment and equality of the less privileged, uncorrupted democracy, and the idea that a country's government should serve its citizens above all else, and be used as a mean for advancing human freedoms.
From those social issues rose the anti-war, freedom, gay rights, racial equality, feminist, and many more movements. Among each of those, we chose songs addressing the issues that each movement had reflected. The artists were also really passionate about their music. Next, Heather will be discussing freedom songs.
Bob Dylan's smash hit Blowin' in the Wind was a song that questioned everything and made people think and rethink their beliefs. It addressed the big social, political, and military issues of the time, and was vague in a way that everyone could relate to it because everyone was able to have their own personal interpretation of the song. The song lent itself very well to the freedom movement, with lyrics, "How many roads must a man walk down before you call him a man? And yes, how many years can some people exist before they're allowed to be free?" which questioned why African Americans had not already been given the same rights, and pointed out how flawed in logic it was as to why we hadn't given them the same rights. Lastly, Dylan pointed out that the fact that white America was very accepting of the status quo, and many people pretended like everything was fine, created a huge obstacle for the civil rights movement. And in this song, he expressed how he simply did not understand how these people could just stand by and watch and do nothing. Same year, Bob Dylan came out with the song With God on Our Side. The song questioned our justifications for war and raised awareness about America's war history. A large part of the song is spent reflecting back on past United States military endeavors. Ultimately, Dylan argues that war is never the answer. Naturally, this song lends itself very well to the anti-war movement. In the song, Dylan points out how insincere the United States government has been when presenting war to the public. He exemplifies how the German people were antagonized during World War II. However, after World War II, when we were ruling over them, they were once again our friends and good people. Bob also points out how much the military has come to affect culture in America. He questions who we consider heroes, the heroes of war, the ones who have won victories for the United States by killing other people. And ultimately, in the last two lines, he concludes that war has no winners when he says, if God is on our side, he'll stop the next war.
Homosexuality has always been a thing, but in America, the urge for gays and lesbians to start coming out was around the late 60s to mid-70s. This, of course, also evoked massive amounts of anti-gay sentiment, but this only caused the LGBT community to unite and be stronger. Of course, music had been a strong uniting factor. There were many songs that couldn't explicitly support homosexuality, yet they subtly raised awareness with the lyrics. I'm Coming Out by Diana Ross wasn't a subtle song, though. Instead, it fully embodied the confidence of a person who's proud of their sexual orientation, whatever it may be. So Diana Ross was an influential singer and gay rights advocate in the 70s and 80s. She fully believed in being true to oneself, and her songs of confidence really reached out to many people, inside and out of the LGBT community. I'm Coming Out is the inspirational and upbeat unofficial gay pride anthem. The bright rhythm alone emanates a positive mood, and the lyrics shown here are about not being afraid or hiding, as so many homosexuals and bisexuals did in the past. But because a new era was coming, songs like these were produced to reach out to those scared individuals, giving them hope.
The next song we will be discussing is Aretha Franklin's Respect. This song was key to the Black Power and feminist movements, as this song talks about respecting oneself and a person's basic value regardless of who or what they are, which were key issues to these two movements. Aretha Franklin adapted this song from its misogynistic beginnings and through subtle lyrical changes created a musical masterpiece, portraying a strong, confident woman who knows that no matter what, she deserves basic human respect. This song also showcases the idea that a woman does not need a man to survive, and is more than capable of supporting herself. This song was also anthemic for the Black Power movement. This movement focused on emphasizing racial pride and equality and creating programs to nurture Black collective interests and advance African Americans in American society. Franklin preached of personal empowerment and equality to her listeners, and the Black Power movement was all about the empowerment of Black individuals. This song was quickly adapted by the feminist movement as it spoke about issues core to social issues the feminist movement wanted to change, such as the idea that a woman doesn't need a man to be complete as a person, and that a woman is fully capable of supporting themselves. This song also reminded women that they don't owe their partner anything, and that they are fundamentally deserving of respect. Aretha Franklin influenced the people's rights movements for another reason. She was the first Black singer, not to mention a female, to achieve celebrity status outside of the Black community. Being an internationally respected singer gave her a unique credibility as a strong role model, especially for Black females, as she was not outshined by her male counterparts.